It's been great, to be honest with you. Everybody on our team has just continued to build better race cars, and we know that we've had the cars to run up front and lead laps and do the things that we need to do. Things just hadn't gone right. We've made some mistakes. Things hadn't gone right more than not, but just want to thank Budweiser, Jimmy John's, Sprint, and all the fans for everything that they do. Outback Chevrolet, Hunt Brothers, Ditech, everybody on this car. This is the night that we needed to win. I don't want to go to Talladega next week.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to ask you about. It's a win and you're in scenario. You're going on to the next round with Talladega looming, the biggest wild card. How much relief is that for you?
Oh, we came here and tested, thinking that this was going to be the hardest round to get through because of Talladega. There's so much that you can't control there. We wanted to try to control the things that we can control. Felt like Kansas, and here we're playing to our strengths, and just see where it fell after that and once we get to the next round. So just really proud of everybody at SHR, really proud of all my guys on this team. Just can't thank everybody enough.
They're definitely the fastest non-chaser for sure. And, he was up in my lane. There was the two of us who were up in the top there, and we were able to make our cars pretty equal, and I felt like whoever's up front was going to win that race there, so I was able to have a good start and get the lead, and then just basically take his air away and get through and make sure I worked the traffic good and all that. So what a Shell Pennzoil team I got. What a Ford I got here. Man, it's just been a lot of fun this season. It's getting us to the next round. That's awesome. Jesus.
We heard you say that this takes the suspense, so to speak, out of Talladega and all the concerns that race brings. Well, what kind of statement does it make for this team? 4 chase races, 2 victories.
It means a lot. It says Team Penske's where we need to be. Unfortunately, Brad didn't have the best day, but we had a couple fast forwards coming into here, and I just got to thank AAA and AutoZone and Auto Trader, all the guys that help us out here at Team Penske. There's also a cool promotion on Shell's Facebook about saving some 22 cents a gallon. So some really cool things going on here. This is so much fun. I'm having a blast this year, and we got a real shot at winning the championship, and I feel like we're one of the teams to beat, so having fun with it.
Is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Welcome to NASCAST 500, the only NASCAR podcast that acts like adults. I'm Elizabeth Moxley. I'm joined by
Mathew.
Hamm.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Before we start, I'd like to thank everybody for their condolences. Last week was very hard for me, but you guys were there for me and you lifted my spirits up and all that good stuff, so thank you. Now that we got that out of the way, it is Bank of America 500 at the Queen City. I enjoyed it.
Well, I to be honest, I didn't really watch much of it. I watched the first 50 laps or so. And I got kind of bored of it, and I decided to watch a live stream of the Bathurst 1000, and I thought that was more exciting than the whole race put together. I mean, that I didn't get to watch the last half of that race either because it took 6 hours, and but I got to watch it. It was cool, and I just kept up with the race on my phone, and I was just thinking, what if a non-chaser wins tonight? And I'm like, not gonna happen. And I thought Larson was like right almost there, but then he comes close every time and then just loses it. But I've heard a lot of drama from the race besides the obvious shit between Kansas, Hamlin, and Brad. The Danica's mad at the gun. Oh my god! Well, cry me a river. Like, okay, first off, her first year driving a Sprint Cup car, not even full-time, in 2012, she got mad because Lanny Castle spun her out at Kansas and wanted to get her back. And then, like 20, 30 laps later, she tried to wreck Quapple or Castle and ended up wrecking herself. So that's number one. And now she's all mad at Logano because Logano turned me. Well, Logano's going for a championship, you dumb bitch. You're barely going for 25th. Give me a fucking break. Don't get me wrong, I can't stand Pizza Face, but when it comes to what are they fighting for? Danicant's fighting for a top 20 position in the points, and Logano's fighting for a championship. Exactly. Danica just needs to get the fuck out of the way. And if she gets spun out, well, that's just, she's in the big sport now. She ain't in IndyCar no more. She ain't going to have everyone going easy on her. So, she's just going to have to put up her, get off her hooker boots and put on some, real classy boots and go to work. But, that ain't going to happen. But, besides that whole drama at the end of the race between Hamlin and Brad and Kenseth, the race was kind of meh for me. Like I said, I watched the first 50 laps. I watched the first 60 of the Bathurst 1000, and I decided to do something else. And because they had a race, the race had gotten on a red flag because of the track. Pieces of the track broke off, kind of like in 2010 at Daytona when they had to repair someone on the track in turn
1 and 2. Yeah.
Turn 1, yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'll just wait for a little bit and watch it later. And I came home, and the next thing I know, it's Chaz Mostert wins, and I'm like, what? And basically, Chaz Mostert's kind of like Kyle Larson in a way. He's a phenom. He runs great all the time. He's running for one of the best teams in V8, which is Ford Performance Racing, and he won it with. And at the last lap, Jamie Whincup was about to win it, but he lost fuel, and then Mostert passed him with just a minute to go, and it was amazing. But I got to watch the last. I got to watch the last 8 laps of the race before I left, and I got to see Harvick finally win after all this time, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you finally fucking did it. There's no blow-ups, no DNFs, no bullshit that you have to blame your crew on. Now you actually got to win in the chase. Now all he has to do is just keep doing that, or at least be in a sizable position to get into that round. I mean, he's already in that round, but now he just has to keep his wits about himself to get to the Final Four heading in Homestead.
Yeah, I mean, going off on what Adam said, I mean, I would have rather watched the Bathurst 1000. There was way more action in the final 2 laps of that race than there was in most of the entire race on Saturday night. The fact we didn't get to watch the first 30 laps because they were preempted by a shitty Big 12 game. That was number 1 for me. That pissed me off. Harvick had the dom.
They were like, we're going to put this on ESPN News, but it was basketball, I think, was going to overtime.
Yeah, they had a preseason basketball game that they were willing to preempt a live playoff race for. I mean, that shows that they're mailing it in. I mean, I knew that they were, but this is that was out ridiculously bad. And that was number 1. Harvick had the best car. Him, Gordon, what is that? Is that friggin' Kyle Busch ended up actually leading a bunch of laps for once. And then Candy Cane actually, or no, is that Denny Hamlin? Yeah, Denny Hamlin actually led. So the Gibbs guys, that we'll talk about that whole thing later on. They did well for themselves on Saturday night. But basically it was either the 4 or the 24 that were out front. Brad became a story. Smoke got into the conversation. He started 4th and then dropped like an anchor like he usually does. That was depressing, and I fell asleep for most of the race, actually. It's called work, and it finally gets to you after a while, and when you watch shitty racing, that puts you to sleep, and that also helps, and I passed out for a good portion of the race, and the back end of it, and then read that Harvick I got up just in time to watch Kevin Harvick in victory lane, so that...
I did the same thing too at Kansas last week, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, the race was absolute shit. The only reason I cared was Larson was running up front. He was actually catching the leader. I don't know if it was, I forget who it was at that point, but I don't know if it was Candy Cane or Kyle or somebody, and Kyle Busch, and he was catching him, and the next thing you know, he put it in the fence, and that was basically the end of his chances. Because I was really hoping. I was hoping that was the night that it was going to happen. I figure at some point, I think it would be criminal that he doesn't win a race this year for as well as he's run, based on the regular points. Like, if it was a full season point standing deal, he would be in line to finish 6th in points with some good runs the final 4 weeks, 5 weeks of however, it's like final 5 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be right there with Six Pack and a couple other guys, and Matt Kenseth. He'd be going for 6th in points. So that shows that he's been one of the best drivers. He's been one of the best drivers in the chase too. It's a shame he didn't have a chance there. He did a good job. AJ Allmendinger had a good run. I mean, big forehead. Actually had a decent run. Martin Truex, Justin Allgaier just outside the top 15. All those guys are just inside the top 15 there. The other story, the other thing that we're probably going to talk about that really pissed me off. I mean, there's a lot of things that pissed me off this week. But Tony's now the continued character assassination of the man that all he was doing was, I mean, he didn't need to do what he did. All right, fine, that's great. But the logic that you're finding Tony Stewart and bringing this on him is just yet more fuel, adding more fuel to the fire to cover up for the fact that the race sucked dick. Then by going and saying, oh, you're going to fine Tony $25,000 for actions detrimental to stock car racing. The fact is, I'm a Brad guy, I'm a Tony guy. Brad ran over anything and he hit everything like it was a piñata the last, 60 laps of that race. And then he hit Tony Stewart for no reason. Tony's like, what the fuck? He backed into him. At the end of the day, he did nothing. He didn't hurt anybody, any other pit crew members. He didn't hurt anybody. All he did was destroy the front end of Brad Keselowski's car. And considering what Brad did after he left that part, I don't understand what that merits a $25,000 fine.
Yeah.
And for all the Kool-Aid drinkers who believe that he's a murderer, they're like, oh, now he's a hothead. You have that fucking Butch Dyke lesbian Robin Roberts. I mean, yeah, great, she had cancer, and I understand that, but it's like, if you don't know what you're talking about, shut the fuck up. It's just unbelievable. Her and then that other ball licker, just like Michael Waltrip, who's talking about this story and saying that he's a whack job. It's like, you're taking off the fact that Matt Kenseth ran after Brad and was hiding in between the trailers and tried to punch. He had a slap fight with him and Jeff Gordon did back at Bristol in 06. And, Denny Hamlin did his usual, oh, I'm going to talk a big game, and when it matters most, he's going to disappear like the little bitch that he is. I mean, Brad definitely didn't help himself on Saturday. I have a hard time believing that him, Johnson, or Earnhardt are going to make it unless they win. So obviously, 2 of those 3 aren't going to. I figure in the end, one of those guys will win because they get the special plate on Sunday. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brad Keselowski's in the garage very early because somebody put him in the fence because of all the guys he hit on Saturday, which were many.
Okay,
but
now here's the thing: if Tony and Brad got fined, how come the Gibbs boys didn't get fined? That's outrageous right there.
Yeah, I have no idea why the fuck that's even I looked at it this morning and it says NASCAR, if penalties issued, I'm like, great, wonder what I'm going to see. If Brad gets penalized, I'm going to be fucking pissed. I looked at it and it said, okay, it didn't really give me much on my phone, so I looked on Facebook, and then I look at Stewart gets fined, Brad gets fined, both the probation for 4 races. I'm like, where the fuck is Kansas? I mean, where the fuck is Kansas and Hamlin's penalties? What the fuck? Kansas practically put Brad in a chokehold and he didn't get nothing? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a Kansas fan, but seriously? Come on. That's just bullshit right there. And I was reading on, I don't know where it was. It must have been on the page, and it said, how can Brad have 5 wins and gonna get penalized, and Kansas had 0 wins and isn't penalized? I'm like, I don't understand either. But yeah, I read that and I think it's total bullshit how Brad and Stewart got penalized. Stewart wasn't even he was barely involved in that little incident. I mean, he didn't take place in the fist fighting and the fucking chokehold and shit like Kansas and Hamlin did. But come on, like, why? I can understand if Brad got penalized because even though that's my boy, you know, I can understand. But with Stewart, it's like Phil said, it's just adding more fuel to the fire. It doesn't make any fucking sense that they're still picking on Stewart. It's like, oh, hey, you've been in the media spotlight for the month because you got killed and everybody's blaming you. And by everybody, we mean the assholes who don't really know the full story. Oh, we're just gonna put your name back out there and we're gonna make you look more of an asshole. Fucking bullshit. And I'm saying this as not just a Stewart fan, but it's just a racing fan in general, how they just won't leave shit alone. And like, I was reading the article from the GMA shit, and it said it didn't give any updates on the point standing, didn't say who won the race or how many misses they had before the chase ended. All they talked about was this epic brawl between Kansas and Brad, and I'm like, okay, well, it's not an epic brawl. It's a brawl, sure. I've seen more better brawls, but come on, like. That's, you know, for me, a lot of the dumbasses that they're like, oh my god, they're fighting, this is awesome. I mean, yeah, this is gonna be like, this will make me watch, I wanna watch NASCAR, because this will be like what happens every week. No.
Them good old boys like to go fight a little bit, and they like to go and play around in the dirt.
Okay, but here's the thing for me. If I want to see grown men fight, I would watch the UFC. I mean, they just, to me, I like Brad, I like Kenseth, I like Stewart, I like Hamlin. But seriously, use your words, not your hands. Have you ever been taught that? I don't want to see drivers get hurt. So.
Well, considering all of them none of them could probably hurt a fly, considering what little all of them weigh. It really is funny when you watch a bunch of them have bitch fights with each other. One of the only people that actually can fight is Tony, so it makes sense. And he has been in his fair share of fights in his career, which plays into the whole media hype of the guy that he's a hothead and a whack job. Which, I mean, I guess I'd be pissed too if my car was absolute shit for the whole entire night. He had one good run, which is like the Chad Johnston thing. We do well on the first run, and we jest you out to the point where you're driving.
He needs to get rid of him. He needs to get a better crew chief because Chad Johnston's been sucking.
I mean, Chad Johnston wasn't a good crew chief in general, but the fact is you could say, well, it's Martin Truex. But now the way that Tony has run all year, first you could say it's his injury. All right, fine, we'll say it's his injury. He had a period of time during the summer where it looked like he was actually going to be halfway decent, and it started to turn around. Then the incident happened, and then basically Tony's life and whole world was just basically turned up, just destroyed.
I say we should get rid of Chad Johnston and have Phil be his crew chief.
I'll do that right now. I could get rid of all my jobs right now, and I will sign up to be Smoke's crew chief. He could call me every name in the book, like those fucking Bush brothers. You could say anything. You could call me any racial slur you want, Smoke. I will be your crew chief, and I will win you races, damn it. We will win the Cup Championship. I'm saying it now. If I was Tony's crew chief, I would listen to the fans, I would do what is right, and we'd win. I wouldn't care. Look, fuck the championship. Hell with all that. I just make sure we have them special tires on the car, massage that car real good like Harry Hogg in Days of Thunder, and I'd make sure that it's fast for the Daytona 500. And I'd have Tony Stewart running around like he's fucking Tom Cruise, and I'd go and freaking win that Daytona 500. Hell with the championships. Let's win the Daytona 500, and then call it a day. Say to Roger Penske, hey, I'm ready to go run the Indy 500 again. He'll go. That'll be the next thing. I'll follow him to Indy. That's what I want to do. Let's go with that, because all these jobs that I'm going to fucking blow chunks.
Let's go down the list. Harvick, Gordon, McMurray, Logano, Busch, Kyle, Larson, Newman, Edwards, Hamlin, and Casey King. We already went through it, but I'm just going to do it anywhere, so.
So Happy, Jeffy, Jamie McMurray, Pizza Face. I'm trying to run through it based on our nicknames. I'm just for my own entertainment. Rowdy, Young Money, No Neck, Roid Rage, I don't know what Denny Hamlin's nickname is. Punk Bitch, maybe. And then Andy King.
Paperboy.
Well, yeah, he does look like, well, you know, there's a dude that was on the Middlesex County College basketball team that's in Addison, New Jersey, where I live, that looks straight up like Paperboy, and I used to call him that. And people, like a couple people got the reference. I'm like, that's Paperboy. He's like, and he thought he was Hood too, which made it even better, which was amazing, because he was this white kid who looked like Paperboy, and he talked like he was from the hood. It was the greatest thing ever. The guy failed off and quit the team. It was just great. But that's a tangent all side. I mean,
yeah, but all in serious news, Steve Burns is taking a break from NASCAR on Fox to focus on his health. Apparently, his cancer came back, and I really hope he gets better. But at the same time, for someone who has heck and neck cancer, it doesn't look too good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
All right, thanks. I was gonna say that when I heard the news that Steve Burns' cancer came back, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw the news feed that said Burns takes leave of medical absence. I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I clicked on it and I'm like, I scrolled through the article and it said Steve Burns' cancer came back. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like I've been watching NASCAR full time since 2007. I mean, I've been there almost for every race up until like 2011, where I just stopped giving a fuck. And one of the coolest pit reporters is Steve Burns, and he's real. You know, he's not. You know, he may work for big sports and NASCAR fail hub and shit, but he's a cool guy. You know, watching the documentary about Dale Sr. and having his interview just gave me more respect for him. And then when I heard the first time he got cancer, I was like, God damn, of all people they had to give it to Steve Burns. God damn. And then I read it again, and it said his cancer was gone. I'm like, all right, this is awesome. He's back in business. And then I saw the post just a couple days ago where he got his cancer came back. I'm like, God damn it, are you for real? Like, the guy can catch a break. So, yeah, I just hope that Steve gets a speedy recovery, comes back soon, because, with the Fox Sports lineup next year with the pit reporters, Jeff Hammond got canned. He's gone now. Matt Yoakum, yeah, he got canned. So for right now, it's Chris Kubota, Matt Yoakum, and Jamie Little. So if Steve Burns isn't going to be back in 2015, who's going to take that slot? That's another thing.
Here's a suggestion from Fox News: hire somebody who's as a cross between Chris Matthews and Rachel Maddow, aka me.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be cool, and you probably would be like, well, Jimmy Johnson's coming in for a pit stop, and we hope he blows the tire. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that.
It'd be a problem because they'd have to hit the drop button half the time. If you were the pit reporter, though, that's a problem. Hello?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, you probably have to hit the drop button on Liz because you probably get a little too crazy. You probably say a little something offensive about the wall trips, about how effeminate they are, and thoughts and prayers to Steve Burns. He's definitely a true professional. He's one of the only people that I respect on that crew. He's been around the TNN days. I've been watching for a very long time, so I remember him on TNN covering trucks and Busch and Cup, and he's definitely a true pro. He also has the best Sterling Marlin impression ever lived. And part of why I just like Sterling Marlin in general is due in part because of Steve Burns' impression of Sterling. He's a funny guy. He's really good. I mean, he was close with the drivers. You see how they are with him. Him and guys like Dr. Dick Berggren. You could tell the difference with guys like them versus, some of these fluffy type, reporters. Like, look, I'd whack it to Jamie Little. I'll whack it to Voda even. But at the end of the day, Jamie Little doesn't have a fucking clue. And then Voda's okay, but not great. And Jeff Hammond, whether he's there or not, I'm trying to find out, because that was news to me, too. I mean, if they did fire him, that's bullshit, because they should just fire the Waltrips and Chris Myers as well. Because they're and Larry McReynolds, because they all suck. cock, and I mean, but it's the Fox group is terrible. They kill every sport they cover. They have so much bias, it's unbelievable. Losing Steve Burns takes away one of the only unbiased sources of information that you're going to have there.
Now that he's going to be gone for a while, who's going to watch? Who's going to take over Hub, and who's going to watch it? Nobody. Oh God.
Oh God. Please.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch it.
I don't know who watches it anymore. I sure as fuck don't. I gave up watching Race Hub a long time ago. I gave up watching like around 2000 and near the end of 2012. I stopped watching Race Hub because it was garbage. It's been garbage for a long time, not because of Steve Burns, but because of just the fact that it's a Fox Sports show and the fact that it's just nothing but kissing Johnson's ass like I always do. So I gave up watching it, and I gave it up for a better NASCAR show, which was NASCAR America, and that's 20 million times better than that bullshit. I watch it any day. But yeah, that's who's taking over Race Hub is Adam Alexander, who's taking over the truck races as well since Rick Allen's going to NBC next year. Yay! Not.
Yeah, you have 2 out of 3 announcers on that truck telecast that are absolute trash, steaming hot garbage with Adam Alexander and Fruitcake. And it's like, those races are unwatchable. I mean, Adam Alexander, anything he announces is like napalming the telecast. I mean, he's absolute trash. I went and talked about how trash he was on his Twitter. I remember one time, and he was like, he had a sarcastic comment back, and I was like, yeah, that's funny. He reads his Twitter. That's good for him. I didn't know he could read. Because the way he speaks and the way on these telecasts, you'd swear he's a complete washout. And then, I mean, I figure Ray Dunlap may go and get the call, because Ray Dunlap is a true professional guy. He really
sounds like a freaking retard. You know what?
Ray Dunlap's been around a long time. I don't have a problem with him. I mean, minus the fact that he knows every chassis number of every team that's run into sports since 1995. I think that's creepy. But other than that, and the fact that during these Halloween shows that they used to have at Talladega, when they had Talladega during Halloween weekend, that there's some really disgusting outfits those guys wore. At the end of the day, Ray Dunlap is probably a good replacement to get a 4th pit crew member there, because they really need 4 or 5 pit crew people. They've been running with 3, and Jeff Hammond's freaking Leatherface for the last couple of years, because you can't replace Dr. Dick Bergen, but at the end of the day, you need 4 pit reporters. So I say Ray Dunlap. They may call Adam Alexander in, but I mean, Adam Alexander's a shit announcer, but he's an alright pit reporter. At least you take him in small doses, as long as it's not Hermie Sadler, because he
God, I hate Hermie Sadler. I hate him and his brother too.
Butchers the English language like nobody's business. I guess that makes sense, because then you'd have Larry Mack, the Waltrips, and Hermie Sadler all butchering the English language, and then you'd have Mike Joy doing the Squire senility going on, and then Chris Myers not knowing what's going on after covering the sport for the last 16 years. Still has no idea what's going on the racetrack. It'd just be great. It'd just be a complete clusterfuck, like anything that Fox does. But
okay, well, Danica once again is in the news. Apparently, she wrote an article on Derek Jeter's website. I had no idea how he had a website.
He just made one.
She wrote an article about her boyfriend Ricky. So I didn't.
Richard, sorry, I had to do that.
I did not read it, but I'm going to do an interpretation of what she probably wrote. Now, just a reminder, this is going to be my worst Michelle Duggar impression ever. My boyfriend Richard. Oh, he's a lifesaver. I mean, he is helping me learn how to drive a car, and he's doing the best he can to help me, and yada, yada, yada. Who cares anymore?
Sorry about
that.
That's exactly what the article read, because I read part of the article. It was fucking terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course it's terrible because it's about Danica. If it's about Danica, or if it is Danica, it's just going to be garbage. I read parts of it. I'm like, dude, are you serious with this shit? Now, when Elizabeth posted it the other day on the page, I was like, oh great, another reason for Danica to get her name in the paper and make herself more famous because she still isn't just because she has kids and runs a race car. She's suddenly fucking Jesus fucking Christ. But I read the article. It was fucking terrible. Of course, it was. I thought it was going to be like a Fox Sports article. I'm like, I barely woke up and I looked at it. And I'm like, Danica. I'm like, is it for Fox Sports? Because if it is, I'm not even reading it. And then I'm like, no, it's not. What the fuck? So then I clicked on it and I'm like, oh my god. And the first thing that popped in my head was like if like Richard saw the article that Danica wrote about it, if it was bad in a way, he'd be like, "Oh, Danica, you're sleeping on the couch tonight." When I fucking read it in Phil's voice. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is fucking hilarious." But the fact of the matter is that it's a Danica article. Of course, it's going to be bad. It's just going to be Danica either getting in the paper because of her name, whatever, or someone goes down on her and he's like, "Hey, if I go down on you, can I put your name in my paper?" Sure. That's just pretty much all.
God. Oh. Well.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'll pass.
Probably's got Retro Bush to boot, but that's a whole other story.
Okay.
No, this is the first time I'm looking at. Oh my god, this
You're
is
actually
unbelievable.
reading the article?
This is what kills me. I can't find a job in journalism, and I have 2 degrees. This chick has blown her way to finishing 30th every single week, and now she's fucking another guy who finishes 30th every week, or somewhere in that range. And now these people get to write articles. I mean, I understand that's what this is all about. I mean, how because of the blogging world, the way things are. But it's like, how can this protein shake drinking whore be writing articles about anything? She's not even good. The last time she has a reason to write an article was 2008. And even that, Elio Castroneves had brain fade. I mean, honestly, he probably thought about, oh, maybe I have to go and cut a check. Oh, maybe I need to cut a check for that tax bill that I didn't have. And the next thing you know, the next lap, Cindric gets on his radio, Danica was on a lead lap. And he's like, oh shit. And then next thing you know, she wins that race. I mean, honest to God, nobody, what the hell? Okay, let's see. Richard Stenhouse Jr., I have to say it that way, I've never seen so many hyphens in one sentence. Is a balls to the wall and on her face, go hard or go home, or inside her ass, lift only when you see God twice kind of NASCAR driver. He's Ford, I'm Chevy. Thank you. It's the Montagues and the Capulets. What the? Who the hell told her to write that? What? He's grits, I'm granola. We're the opposite in almost every way.
God.
Oh, good grief. I mean, that's just the first graph. I mean, good. I mean, whatever. I mean, she needs to have loads there for today. They have a name for their dog. Oh, that's sweet. Senior editor. Like, seriously. The dump that I took earlier this evening has more editing ability and writing ability than what this chick has. I mean, for God's sakes, why on earth? Derek Jeter, I mean, I'm a Yankee fan, and Derek Jeter I respect. He's a great player. He won 5 rings. But why, of all the female race car drivers you could have hired to write about, whatever, you hire her? Like, really? Come on, man. Like, did she blow him too? I mean, really, the fact is he has quite a list. His list of chicks he's fucked is just as good as all the rings he's gotten, all the hardware he's gotten in baseball, frankly. But man, this is just brutal. I'm just gonna watch this while we go over to the next, read this one, and probably hurt myself in the process.
Okay, now we're going to our favorite segment of the show. America, whatever you do, please stop doing this. We're going to go over the 4th and 5th week. Fourth week was the favorite moment of the celebrities, quote unquote, moments of their lives.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man.
Michael, well, I'm just going to play the video. I need you guys to don't comment until after the video's done. This is week 4.
My most memorable year is 2001.
3 wide behind them. You got it, Mikey. You got it, man. You got it.
Winning at Daytona is every NASCAR driver's dream.
You got it, Mikey. Michael, well done. Win.
It was euphoric. You have to understand, I've been told I was never going to win. I've been told I wasn't good enough to win, but I didn't believe them. We celebrated with confetti and champagne, and it was amazing. And it wasn't long till I started saying, where's Dale? Where's Dale? I know he's coming. Dale Earnhardt, my friend and mentor of mine, made contact with a couple of cars and went into the outside wall. I was told that he had died on the last lap. It was unbelievable. It's like you went from the highest high to the lowest low within 30 minutes. There's part of me that still isn't over the low of that day.
Back, 2, back, 3, back. Good, good.
I'm doing this dance because it makes me think of Dale. When we were on the back of the boat singing loud and off key, it was more often than not this song in particular, Give It Up For Your Love.
Chassis and.
Oh, I gotta swear.
Yeah, babe.
That's my fault. Plan on dancing it beautifully. But then I also keep thinking if I mess up, he'd probably like that too. He might even like that better.
Michael Waltrip, you fucking scumbag.
Oh my god, that was just fucking crap. Like, okay, I've been trying to get this off my chest because I remember seeing that earlier when Elizabeth posted it on the page, and I've been trying to get it, and I've been waiting to get it out, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to say this when we get on the show. Waltrip, okay, we get it. See, you were driving for senior at Daytona when he died, okay, and you won the 500 for senior when he died, okay. Yeah, that's sad and all right? 13 years, all right? It's been 13 years. Quit trying to use senior's name to make you more famous just because of that one fucking incident.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thing is, with Waltrip, okay, it took him 463 races to win a cup race. It took him 3 different teams. Okay, I'm going to go over the teams he raced for. In the time he was in NASCAR full-time, Bahari Racing, Wood Brothers Racing, Mathew Motorsports. That's it. Those are the 3 he was driving for, or no, Ultra Motorsports. They became Mathew Motorsports later on, but whatever. It took him with 3 different teams. He was with Bahari in that 30 Pinto car for like 6 seasons. He didn't win. He came close to winning, but never did. Got with the Wood Brothers in 96. Won the Winston in 96. That's it. That's all he did. And close he came, when it comes to winning. And then he went to the shitty Ultra Motorsports team that was Jeff Bodine's race team, which was Alan Kawicki's race team, and sucked ass in that category. And then at the end of 2000 said, I'm going to go drive for Dale Earnhardt. Okay, cool. He wins Daytona on the last lap when Senior is killed. That's tragic that Senior died. I'm a big Dale Senior fan. But it's 2014. It's almost going to be 2015 in a few more months. That'll make it 14 years since Senior died. If Waltrip's going to continue using Senior's name just to get his name in the paper, he needs to just fuck off, because that's some bullshit. Even DW never fucking did anything like that. Now, he did, granted, Daryl's stupid as fuck, but the one thing he never did, he never used someone's name to cash in on money. Like make himself more famous. Oh, well, I guess people
Junior
say,
Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing he can say about himself to make him more is Jimmy Johnson. But, you know, and then it was like, well, what about...
But yeah, Jimmy Johnson too, and Drew.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, oh, well, he was in the booth that day when Michael won. Isn't he also using his name to get more famous? Not really. I mean, Walter wrote a book. Yeah, all right. But he's not plagiarizing. He's not bullying it to the fullest extent. Daryl quit. He quit bringing his name up and was like, okay, I was in the booth that day when he got killed. That was tragic. Whatever. He wrote a book on it. Okay, fair enough.
Even he used it. Did you happen to read that book? Because I did.
What? Which book? Daryl or Michael?
Book.
I never got to read Daryl. They're in Michael's though.
Okay, you know, but he used like 6 or 7 chapters, just talking about just whoring Dale Senior's name out, and that was pathetic.
Yeah, but with that, I mean, at least he only did it in one book. Michael Walsh has been doing it for 13 straight years. He hasn't stopped. I mean, like seriously, I had respect for Michael Walsh back in the day, but now I don't, because what I just heard was some bullshit. Okay, yeah, it's okay to feel sad that you drove for your owner that died in one of the coolest and most greatest drivers in NASCAR. Okay, that's fine. But quit using his name to make you more famous. Use your own name to make you famous. Do whatever you... I mean, unfortunately, he's already famous already. He's famous for... got killed. Then he's more famous for owning a race team that, you know, the Richmond Gate shit in 2013. Now he's making himself look like a dumbass on national TV, twice in fact, being, on NASCAR on Fox as a driver and on Dancing with the Stars. He's famous already. He needs to just let that go, because Senior's gone. He's been gone for 13 years. He's not coming back, and Washington needs to stop using his name to make his name more famous and get more ducats. It's some fucking bullshit.
I mean, for me, I've hated Michael Waltrip I didn't care for him as a driver. I hate him as an announcer. I refuse to watch that show, in general. But with him on it, it shows that they've went to. I mean, there's nothing star about him. The guy hasn't won a race in 10 years. He's more known for putting rocket fuel in his carburetor in Daytona, going and wrecking regularly. At least 2 cheating scandals, including the one that's hit Clint Boyer in the ass this year, with all the karma coming back to him. But his team is known more for cheating and bad driving in terms of him and his co-owner. He probably gets fucked in the ass by, but that's a whole other thing. The guy is a fucking scumbag. I mean, that truck race, I remember a few years ago when his spoiler fell down and he won the truck race, and they didn't go and penalize him for that. And he won that truck race. Oh, it's in honor of Dale Senior, 10 years after the death, and he goes and wins that truck race. I mean, that was BS. And then you talk about he's going to be in this weekend's Cup race, so he's going to probably wreck. If he doesn't wreck, he's going to wreck early in the race. He'll wreck at the end of the race. I mean, he's just a complete scumbag. It's amazing. I mean, his brother's a dick and a douchebag, but Michael is like 150 times worse, because he never did anything in his career to justify all this stuff that he gets. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Using the great Dale Earnhardt's name to promote his own brand is pretty sick, but obviously Teresa doesn't care, so, and it isn't affecting her bottom line, so really at the end of the day, what difference does it make to him? Because he doesn't give a shit about anybody else but himself.
Okay, when I was watching him dance, like, everybody in the audience started crying. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. You pathetic people.
Like, they can't have very high intelligence if they
Bill
were crying.
Engvall was in the audience, and he too was crying.
Who?
Bill Engvall?
Oh,
well, yeah, he's the worst of the blue collar guys, anyway. So. You won't see Ron White in that audience. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I tell you, yeah, tater salad with a taking a shit right on that dance floor, and then went and made himself a scotch.
Yes, that's the spirit. All right, I'm gonna play I just want to let you know, Len Goodman's not judging this week, this week or last week. So.
Michael, I can see the dancer within is screaming to get out, and you're trying so hard. And I appreciate that. You did a recognizable quick step. But apart from the frame that wasn't very good, you went wrong so many times, sweetheart. You cannot go wrong on the quick step.
All right,
Sorry.
Carrie Ann.
I want to cry because you, like,
Put it into words.
that was so good, Michael, but, like, it started so strong, and then you just, like, put it out at the end, and I like, inside I'm crying because it was really going to be a great dance. I could see it. The quick step was happening. Michael was having a transformation, and then... Sorry, it's not gonna be that good.
Julianne?
It's like yin and yang. Like, there's moments that are so great, and then there's moments that are not. And it pains me too, because it's like your frame looked like the deodorant commercial where you didn't want to like lift them up. But I know that you're trying, and it was so close.
I'll keep trying. Will you flip me over a good paddle and give me next week? I really.
Audience will give you this. Audience, give you this. America.
We'll do some paddle flipping in a moment. And of course, your vote will be factored in as well, because tonight's the night. If you're just joining us, you get to be a judge as well. You get to go on abc.com and check that out. Right up there with Aaron now they are.
Thanks, Tom. Well, listen, I'm not a judge, but I'm also a coworker of yours, and I know how much
Coworker?
that whole video
Okay.
package meant, how much Dale meant to you. You told me you broke down this week while doing this dance to a song you two used to dance to. What got you through it?
Emma, she just told me to focus. It's just her now on the dance floor, and I thought of Dale and Delbert, and I just wanted to have a celebration on the dance floor. And I was having a ball right up to that one step that I was supposed to hit, and I missed it. But we pulled it together and had a fun finish, and I'm thankful to be able to dance, and I know it made a lot of people smile. It made me happy, Aaron.
Yeah, it did. Let's get your scores. Great job.
Carrie Ann Inaba.
6.
Julianne Huff.
6.
Bruno Tognoli.
6. Sorry, wrong. It went wrong.
America.
We say 7. 7 we say.
25 out of 40. Of course, we hear what you gave them score-wise, America, but they need your votes. You can call, and you can also vote online at abc.com and on Facebook. Please do it. All right, Tom.
Okay, guys. You know, you guys could have commented during the video.
I thought you said we couldn't comment during the video.
That was for Dale, the Dale Senior video.
Oh.
That was the exception.
But Jesus Christ, that was just fucking garbage. And then the funny thing I love about hearing that is that guy who's like, you started out great, but yeah, you suck. I was like, okay, at least this guy gets it. From the get-go, I don't think he's ever like Michael dancing, and he's actually one of the smart ones that doesn't believe in his bullshit. And then he's like, oh my god, Michael, that was so inspirational. I'm like, okay, are you just crying because you had to suck Michael's dick to get on the show, or what the fuck are you crying about? Like, you probably 20 minutes ago, you didn't even know who Dale Earnhardt was, so shut your ass.
The whole thing about Bruno is he wants to get Michael into a secluded room, so that's a whole other thing, because the two of them are a couple of queens. And then that's number one. Carrie Ann is a dumbass of the highest level. She's just a dumb bitch. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And then Julianne is just there to go and look good at the end of the day. She won a few times. Hey, she won with Elio, who is actually a race car driver, who has actually won something, and is actually can dance. So, all things that MW55 cannot do, or hasn't done. I feel bad for Emma, and I also feel bad for whoever danced with Mikey this week. I don't know if it was...
Whitney Carson.
Yeah, whoever she is, I feel bad for her too. She's new, I think, and that's just a shame. Both of them are new, and their first exposure to this show is that big fruity bastard who has no business on a dance floor, racetrack, or anywhere near human life. He basically should be sitting in a farm banging cows. That's basically what Michael Waltrip should be doing. Goats, he has more in common with goats than he does with human life. Or he should just be fucking gas tanks and like doing stuff like other stuff that like, you know, people that should be in jail for many, many years should be doing.
Well, sadly, he wasn't voted off last week because Betsy Johnson was, and I'm like, good. Go back to making crappy clothing we can't afford. So, all right, this week is they're dancing disco, and
oh man!
But there was no elimination this week because they had to switch up with the partners. But they're going back to our regular partners next week. Here's a clip of Michael meeting Whitney.
You're my partner! How are you? Whitney's like, okay, wait a minute. I had Alfonso. We just got 10s. You're going to give me him? That had to be a little bit of a shock for that one.
Well, at least Walter's right about something. Right.
Well, she had to understand what struggling is at some point.
She's gonna win this.
He is gonna win.
Alfonso's gonna win. Michael's gonna be voted off next week.
Probably not. There's a bit of an age
No, he's gonna stick till the end, and he's still gonna lose, though. That's fine. As long as Alfonso Rivera wins.
Perfect.
And they're going to say, golly.
Oh, golly, you're such a queen.
She's so young and little. I'm worried about dropping her.
Oh, God, Michael.
1, 2. Oh, good. Kind of. Just grabbing everywhere.
Yeah, it's my fault.
That's my fault. I haven't seen the vagina since
I just really want you to show that you can do
How old
it.
is she, 16,
I
17?
definitely have high expectations
Oh,
for
so
Michael.
that's
He's
it.
progressing
So he's
and
assaulting
growing
a
every
minor.
single week, and I just
Yeah,
I want to keep
guilt
that
for that.
going. You know, I don't want to bring him
Somebody
back down.
press
I want
charges
to
in
get
fact.
higher scores than when he did last week. Good 8s, a couple of 9s, maybe. We'll see.
Oh,
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
that is awesome.
Yeah,
it's so awesome. Like, if I actually
I mean,
get
it ain't
to
no
10
secret. I've
for
been near the
the
bottom of the
25th place
leaderboard every
finish with
week.
Speaker Mania,
I'm getting
we have so
better.
much common and we go and get our stuff.
Very sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep working.
No worries.
That is so creepy. That the way the voices go down in that, it gets so creepy. Like I don't want to see the visual anyway. But holy crap, that guy's a queer. Unbelievable. I mean, he's an embarrassment to. There are gays that have so much, they give so much, and they do so much, and he's just an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment to them. He's an embarrassment to straight people. He's an embarrassment to human life. That's what he is. He's just an embarrassment to human life.
He was wearing the awful Tom Selleck mustache that looked awful on him.
Not the first time that happened.
And he was like during the performance. He was swinging her like all 360 degrees.
Oh, God.
Well, that's the first time he's seen vagina in about 12 years, so he probably wanted to examine it anyway.
Yeah, Buffy probably never got anything.
Yeah, she stopped banging him a long time before they finally got divorced.
That dance was just creepy. Was just hear from the judges.
Yeah, exactly. Over here. Oh my God. I know exactly what happened. You put all the polish on the car bonnet, and there was nothing left for the routine. I don't. No, the thing is, no, listen, shut up. But none of the movement was actually on time. I don't think they did one step on time. But funny though, funny.
No.
All right, Carrie Ann. I did a couple of thoughts.
You did, yeah, I would agree. You did a couple of steps on time. Not that many, but you did do a couple. Listen, when you can't dance, make us laugh. I really do think that you get that and you understand it. I really like it. But yes, we're fun, and we want to see more dancing on the beat. I want to see some of the polish and the lines. It's just not there. But once again, You had me giggling, but I don't want to giggle anymore.
Right on, sister.
All right, Jesse J, you had your sad face on.
Is your moustache real?
Yes, it is. That's
Who the hell are you?
Jesse J? That prostitute was on the show? Oh, man.
I have no idea who she is.
No, please, no.
She's a singer who's on there with, like, they have some stupid song with Ariana Grande and, Nicki Minaj, something about Bang Bang, where they all taking it back. Like, they all have huge asses or something.
There were some people that I think tonight
They think
that were
about
up and
nothing.
down, but I feel like it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible when it was consistent.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that, Julianne.
And I'm just starting to feel that, it's week 5 and it's getting a little uncomfortable. And I think that, that kind of material and that kind of dancing is great for week 1 and week 2, but we're in week 5 and we have to keep going forward. And it's entertaining as all hell, but it's,
Best outfit I've worn, though, man.
I know, you look great. You look great.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Hey.
Head on up for your scores. They're away.
Seriously, can somebody kill the guy?
Next Monday, get ready for a red-hot night in the ballroom.
Whitney and Michael are so cute. Little girl and grandpa. Oh, that's nice.
Had a shot of Emma, taking a look at
Can we
her
pay
partner.
somebody that's a starting park-type driver to just go and put Mikey in the fence? Let's do us all a favor.
Whitney, Michael, come on over. Look, harsh comments from the judges. You take it in stride. It's not easy to dance with a brand new partner, and you're working and you're traveling.
Yeah, this is a period of growth for me. I think I started down here, I started at the bottom, now I'm here. And if I keep going, it's going to go straight through the roof.
I hear you, Drake. I hear you. Let's get your scores.
You're gonna go straight through the roof, alright.
Carrie Ann Inaba.
5.
Jesse J.
5.
Julianne Huff.
5.
Bruno Tognoli.
5.
So a 20
Hi.
and 40 for Michael and Whitney. Right away, you said, what?
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised at those scars, not to be honest. This is the best time he's ever done it. He had so much fun, and it's been a great week with you. Thank you, Mike.
You're very welcome.
Very gracious, Whitney.
Oh, poor
Need your
British
votes?
girl because of reacting sadly.
Yeah, she really needs to get in her butt really bad. I want to Google her right now. I'm just going to go Google her right now. That's all I'm going to do. You can go and talk about whatever.
Which one, Whitney or Emma?
Both of them.
How bad that was. That was just like, holy fuck. And then, just the nail in the coffin, to know how bad it was, he quoted fucking Drake, of all people, in one of the worst songs of all time. Like, not just proves that Walter's out there making complete fucking fool of himself. And I don't, well, if you can't dance, make us laugh. Well, I'm pretty sure the whole show isn't Dancing with the Stars, but if you can't dance, make us laugh. No, that's not the fucking show, not you dumb cunt. Jesus Christ.
I can't, that's amazing. That's just a great line right there.
The only thing good Drake has ever done was Degrassi.
He hasn't done anything in period. I've seen the shit. He's such a self-entitled dickhead, and he's like, oh my god, I started from the bottom. No, you did not. You grew up in the fucking suburbs all your life. Quit trying to make it seem like it was all horrible and shit. You really want to see horrible? Go live in Detroit for 13 years or whatever. That would be starting from the bottom. You know like what Eminem did. Eminem started from the bottom. You didn't start from the bottom. You started from the middle. Now you did. Fuck off.
Okay, we're going to the Drive for the Cure 300, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. Good race, horrible outcome. So it's going to be, I'm going to go down the list. Kowalski, Busch, Kenseth, Blaney, Larson, Busher, Bayne, Elliott, Sadler, and Scott. Now, I was rooting for Blaney, but apparently Roger Penske is like, you got to move over so Brad can win, so Brad can go in the lead. I'm like, do you really need the owner's points, dude? Seriously?
Well, I mean, it's total bullshit how, it was, Blaney was so close to winning, and then of course Brad takes the lead. Like, it's just another fucking cup benefit bullshit like it is every week. And, I didn't really hear that from Penske, but, I really wasn't paying attention, I guess. I caught the last, you caught the first 50, 70, 80 laps, and then I just did something else, fell asleep, woke up, and then I caught the last 40 laps And I was like, okay, cool, Blaney's going to win. You know, he won at Bristol, he can win here at Charlotte. Nope, cut benefit. And I'm like, thanks, NASCAR, for putting on another fucking board test. And to be honest, that race was pretty shitty. I've seen better nationwide races, and of course, it disappointed me, as most nationwide races do. And like I put, like Elizabeth said, Brad, I love you and all, but can you at least leave your teammate win? And I'm thinking the same thing. Why, you know, Brad's got enough wins nationwide already. Why doesn't he get another one? He's not going for the championship. The only thing that's in that championship ranking nationwide is the owner's points. And that's, Brad doesn't give a fuck about that. He's trying to go for the fucking Sprint Cup championship. And now with all this bullshit, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. But the fact of the matter is, it was just another cup benefit bullshit. If it wasn't going to be Brad, it was going to be Kyle. If it wasn't going to be Kyle, it was going to be Kansas or fucking somebody. It's always a fucking nationwide regular that gets trampled on by the cup guys, and the cup guys always prevail. It's horseshit.
Yeah, I mean, for Brad to win the race, I mean, is it really shocking? I don't remember. Outside of Mike Bliss a few years ago, I don't know if Dave Blaney was a regular when he won a nationwide race at Charlotte, but outside of Mike Bliss winning in the 20 car when it was still a Chevy, the Rockville or what the hell, Rockwell Automotive or Automation car or whatever, the 20 car, other than him winning in that, it's usually a cup veteran that wins. I mean, yeah, Ryan Blaney led 14 laps. The guy who led the most laps was Chase Elliott, who's basically setting himself up for his first championship. They have this long off period late in the season, which makes no sense. But that's a whole other story. Started on pole, led 66 laps. Then I guess pit stops or some other stuff happened for him. He finished 8th, but he still beat all the guys who were behind him for the championship. In Scott, in Regan Smith, Brian Scott, and Elliott Sadler, and Ty Dillon. So, all in all, yeah, he wanted to win. He probably wanted a top 5, but the top 5 was 4 cup guys and a truck regular who should be in a nationwide car full-time next year, hopefully. And then he finished behind Chris Buescher, who's probably going to be his main competition for that championship, based on guys returning. Whatever. I mean, Brad wins. It's better than Kyle winning. It's not good in general when you talk about it's a cup benefit. But if you're going to tell me it's between Kyle and Brad, I'll take Brad. I'd rather have Blaney or Young Money, who's still a cup guy. Blaney or Buescher or Chase Elliott, but it's nationwide series, so they expect. Props to Alex Bowman for keeping it clean, finishing 12th. Probably wanted more out of that opportunity, but good run for him, being basically right on there with Regan Smith, who's run there all year in the nationwide series.
Trevor Bayne, he didn't qualify. He didn't qualify for the Spring Cup on Friday. Apparently the Storm Parkers did a hell of a lot better, which I don't get it, but still.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's even fucking possible, because first off, although he's driving for a Roush Fenway of all teams, he should have made it to the field. I mean, he's made races with the Wood brothers, and that's no problem, but he gets in one race that he's going to be in, to get ready for next year, and he doesn't make it. I don't understand that bullshit, man. The fact that he won Daytona a couple years ago. People think it was luck, whatever. And then Bayne really hasn't ran that good in the races he has been in, but at least he's running decent. How he can get into the 21, qualify for almost every race he's in, that he races in, but he goes in for one time with Roush and doesn't make it. I don't understand that shit at all. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
I mean, they're basically running the same crap that they're running with the Wood brothers, because the Wood brothers get all their stuff from Roush. So the logic that he would fail to qualify in basically a short field is a bigger problem for Roush Fenway Racing, considering it's a 44-car field. I mean, this weekend is a perfect example. There's 46 cars going for 43 spots, and there's some decent drivers and cars that are coming in for a one-off. The fact that Trevor Bayne failed to qualify was kind of passed over, but it speaks greater volumes to the problems that Roush Fenway is going to have going into 2015 as a competitive Cup outfit. They're basically going down the way Robert Yates Racing did prior to them, being that lead Ford team, but then not staying with the technology, not staying with what's necessary, bringing the right people up, putting the people in the right spots. Richard's contract year, and Greg Biffle sucked, and basically got eliminated from the chase on a whimper, and then Trevor Bayne hasn't really done anything this year to justify a promotion, but he's going to get a promotion, and we'll see what he does next year, but not making a one-off appearance. I mean, Joey Logano didn't make a couple of races that year before his rookie in 2008, but he was driving in shitty equipment, but still it was hooked up to Joe Gibbs. So, I mean, it's all relative, but for Trevor Bayne, I think it's not a good sign for him or Roush Fenway that he failed to qualify when it's basically a short field.
And I got some heartbreaking news for Adam. I know you love Jennifer Jo Cobb, but she's off the market. She got engaged to one of the Kyle Busch Motorsports guys.
Yeah, man. My opportunity to get some big titties in my head. God damn it.
And her pet bunny approves it.
Yeah, well, oh well. It wasn't going to happen anyway, because, I just wanted to say for, hey, Jennifer Jo Cobb was hot. I bang her. Yeah, that's about it. Couldn't do nothing there, But, if I had the opportunity, I'd be like, yeah, what's up, girl? We're going to go to the racetrack and stuff, and do stuff, and then, I'd make my move there. But that's just a fool. That's just never going to happen to me. But good on her. At least she found somebody. But too bad it's someone who works for fucking Kyle Busch.
Okay.
No, at the end of the day, it's a benefit to her because she could probably get a truck that won't be 25 miles an hour off the pace. It'll only be about 5 to 10. That's one thing. And two, I mean, it's a shame because she's got a great rack. I mean, she basically should be in porn because her truck racing career doesn't leave much to be desired. Good on her. I hope they're happy. Hopefully this guy doesn't steal her trailer the way that Mike Harmon supposedly stole her trailer and other equipment last year.
Okay, since we couldn't do a show last week, we're now back in Kansas for the Hollywood Casino 400. I'm going to let you guys take over because I have to use the bathroom.
All right.
Back.
Well, basically, in a nutshell, I didn't watch any lap up either race in Kansas because, number one, it's Kansas. It's garbage. It's always garbage. I kept up with the race on my phone. My cousin came over for the weekend, and we decided to hang out. So I thought hanging out with someone I don't get to see often is more fun than watching the Joey Logano show. So I got to do that. Unfortunately, the first time in a long time, Jimmy Johnson ranked, and I didn't even get to see it. I had to hear from someone who went to Kansas, and she's like, Johnson ranked. I'm like, what? And I have the NASCAR app on my phone. It didn't even notify me that a caution came out, and then I had to look at the video. I'm like, why? Of all the times I don't watch races, this one where Johnson ranked. God damn it! But beside the point, the race was just garbage. I mean, Junior blew up. I mean, he blew a tire while leading. Brad blew a tire, hit the wall. And, I'm pretty sure that Johnson cried on the chat that night. Oh my God, you gotta talk to Goodyear, tell them the tire driver was shit. And it's not our fault that we wrecked. Like, no. Biffle made contact with you, you spun out, and you're not accepting it like you always do. And then I love all the fucking Kool-Aid drinkers that are trying to get it back at Biffle. Oh my God, Biffle, you suck. You're dark. Just like, only someone had the balls to spin the motherfucker out. I'm pretty sure that if I had gotten in his first car, the first thing I do would be wreck Jimmy Johnson. I don't give a fuck where I'm running, how bad I'm running. If my transmission was naked, I'll wreck Jimmy Johnson if I had the opportunity. And I'd probably get banned from NASCAR for life, but I don't give a shit. It'd be worth it. But, besides that, it was just a piece of cake. He led the most laps, won the race, just like he did in New Hampshire. And, it was total horseshit. And if Brad can't win the championship out of the Penske competition, I'm afraid it's going to be a piece of face. But, that race was garbage. And so was the nationwide race from what I heard. Of course, Kyle won. So both Kansas race weekends were garbage. Both drivers I can't stand won both the races. So I'm glad I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of the both Kansas races. I mean, went to church on Saturday, so I got spared for the most part of watching Rowdy win another nationwide race. Pizza Face, which I have to say I kept that. I like that nickname. Every time I see his name now, I just go and call him Pizza Face. So definitely that's a keeper. Thanks, Adam, for that one. Young Money finished second. He had a fast car, but unfortunately couldn't close. One of these days he will. Martin Truex, a random top 5 at one of his better racetracks. Roid rage there. Kyle Busch still hasn't imploded yet, which is a minor miracle. Kevin Harvick had a chance to win yet another race and didn't close, led 8 times for 61 laps. But it was basically Pizza Face on Sunday, a couple Sundays ago, and really that's about it with that. I mean, it was just a bullshit race. AJ Allmendinger, props to him. Big forehead, actually got a top 10. AJ Allmendinger 11th. That's for him, considering he got knocked out of the chase. He's done pretty well, even though he got knocked out there recently. And then in Nationwide, another good run for Ryan Blaney. Other big forehead, finished 5th. Chase Elliott maintained his points lead going into last Friday night, basically, and then gained more points. Milk and Donuts. I was listening on the radio when I was driving around, and it took 3 laps for her to hit the wall. I was dying laughing. I couldn't believe it. It was so great. I mean, it just writes itself. I mean, that protein shake drinker is unbelievable. She is just as bad as Pucomania, except she just has a Venezuelan accent. And she has tits. And she's going to be in the truck race this weekend too. So we honestly need to go and have some sort of poll on how many trucks are going to be functional actually fully fendered everything by the end of that race, and then how many laps is it going to take for Milk and Donuts to go and put it in the fence, because it took her 3 at Kansas, and I'm like, that's pretty talented right there.
I'd say about 5. I'd give her the benefit of the doubt and give her 5 or 10 at least. By lap 11, she'll be out.
What is it? I have to check how many laps this is, because honestly, I want to know, because I can't believe they're going to allow her to drive. But then the fact is, the only place where you don't need any talent is plate races. See Michael Waltrip. Yeah. So the logic that she wouldn't be allowed to race. I mean, she qualified on an ARCA pole, albeit in a Venturini Motorsports car, which means that's like basically Joe Gibbs Racing for ARCA. So they're going to allow her to go and drive around and be in the way. So 94 laps. So I figure...
Oh, good. And freaking Busch resigned in his race.
Yeah, so I figure, it's Eric Jones. I figure she'll last about 50 laps. I would go with Liz. I think probably lap 40 she blows the tire or something, or her tip blows out and then she hits the wall or something. Like, that'll be her look. I mean, her and John West. You have her, John West Townley, and Spencer Gallagher. I mean, that's just like the 3 stooges of terrible, shitty drivers right there. I mean, those 3 are all guaranteed to hit a wall at some point. So they're all together in the same race. And then you have Daniel Suarez as a wild card contender, along with some of the other scrubs that fill the field on a regular basis.
2 things. Number 1, I haven't been to church since I was 12 years old. So if I ever meet your parents, they'll probably disapprove of me. Number 2, I have an addiction to Sprite Zero, so sorry guys. We're walking out for that bit part.
Need them as a sponsor, then.
Yeah. Now we're gonna be in Talladega next week. I am checking the O'Reilly the entry list. There's no entry list for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Challenge, so I have no idea who's gonna be part of that.
But that's for Texas. That's for a few weeks from now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the truck list and for the cup list is up.
Yeah, that's just thanks a lot, NASCAR. I thought it was in Talladega. My bad. So
I have it on base key, so yeah, it's here.
This is gonna be hard to predict because Talladega is like a death trap for me.
But is this for cup or is this for trucks?
Cup.
Yeah, it's simple. It's going to be one of the 3 guys that are about to get eliminated. That's I figured Junebug gets a special plate and wins. I want Brad to win, but somebody's going to put him in the fence. So I doubt that that's going to happen. I figure Junebug gets the special plate and wins on Sunday. And Jimmy Johnson benefits from some other wreck that takes out a bunch of these chase contenders and backs in, hopefully at the expense of Candy Cane. Is what I believe will happen on Sunday. I figure Junebug goes and wins at Talladega for the first time in forever.
And for the Camping World, I'm going to have to go with either Wallace or Jones because they've been showing strong improvements the past year.
I'd say for a cup race, it more than likely it would be like some crap that we saw last year, where the first for the half of the race was moving in packs, and then the last 20 laps was just a fucking train line where no one passed, everyone just stuck in a line. So I figure that we might see a fucking bullshit sweep. Hamlin might come out there out of nowhere and win it, maybe, or that's just like going on a limb. Maybe we'll see McMurray go back to back because Talladega is one of his best tracks. He's won there 2 times now. But once for his last win with Jack Ross before he went to EGR and then last year. So McMurray might have a shot. Junior, of course, Junior's going to be talked about because, oh my God, Junior isn't one of Junior's best tracks, but Junior hasn't won at Talladega in like 10 years. When he won with DEI back in the day, he was the shit. Now he's basically shit. How he finished second last year, I don't know. That shit was lucky. So he might be a factor.
Do you want me to read what our good pal David wrote about him?
Oh, great. What did David write? Man, that guy's fucking cool.
God. We gotta have him on the show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
My prediction next weekend for Talladega. Dale Goonbug will be given the special place so he quote-unquote wins. He'll qualify well and lead most of the laps and pull away like he did in 2001's Pepsi 400 and 2004 Daytona 500. NASCAR needs him to make the next round or the nation won't watch. Since it is in Bama, inbreeding will take place and inbreeds will be born in
The inbreeding line, that's the best part.
Yes.
He's a cool dude. He's a Tony fan, and he's another Jersey guy, so obviously he's on the same wavelength. We might want to have him on one of these days for one of these shows, because if he's available, because he is a high school kid. We might have to. Yeah. We'll see if he has to do his homework, or if he gets permission. He needs a permission slip from his parents or something. But
we can't wait for you to graduate, buddy.
I think he could still be on the show. I mean, we're all nuts anyways. It's all good.
Speaking of Dale, our good friend Thomas Meehan, he posted something on our page saying the Dale Jr. Dale call.
Oh, God. Yeah, I heard about that.
I don't know what it is. I don't really even care.
There's a Mountain Dew commercial where they have a couple people hunting, and one of them is like, "What's that?" And that's my Dale call. And then they go and the guy goes and blows on it and it makes a noise like it's a cup car, and then Dale Jr.'s spinning around in a crop
That must be a
crop
stunt
field.
double. That couldn't be him.
And then all the birds come out for them to shoot, but it's a Mountain Dew commercial, so they don't shoot. Whatever it is now, that's like the hillbilly. That's like the remote control fart machine after the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, the first DVD. Like that's the Spencer's gift of the year for whoever you want to give it to. Like the Dale call, that or something that involves like horses making whoopee or something that Michael Waltrip did with a lamb. Like that's basically what the Dale call is.
Oh man. Okay, before we go into questions, we have a sort of new segment called Butthurt Fans. We have a Butthurt fan named Phil Bratley, and he was listening to our last episode and basically called Adam's rant about fucktard dumb and stupid, and we took offense. I mean, you can disagree with our opinions. That's okay. We don't care. But when you call us stupid, dumb, retarded, that draws the line. And if you do that, if you do that, we kick you out. You're banned from our page. You're banned from our group page. And he had the nerve to go on Twitter and complain about us. We're like, he doesn't know how to make a complete sentence. That douchebag.
That's that Penn State pedophile education working out real well for him.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, the guy's a fucking idiot. I mean, you like Elizabeth said, I don't really give a fuck if you disagree. You can disagree all you want. That I don't give a fuck about. But when you call me, Elizabeth, or Phil, or all three of us stupid, regardless of what, bye, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, wow, this guy's probably a Butthurt Johnson fan who's like, oh my god, he talked mad about Jimmy. I'm gonna tell him he's stupid. And here's the fucker's tweet. What a complete joke at NASCAST 500 is. If you disagree with their idiotic opinion and they ban you from their FB page, hashtag pathetic. Yeah, you're hashtag pathetic, because first of all, your tweet doesn't even make sense. If you disagree with their idiotic opinion, okay, after that there should be a comma. There is no comma. If you disagree with their idiotic opinion and they ban you from their Facebook page, well, we banned you because you're a fucking twat who called us stupid because you didn't like what I said about Fish Pack, probably because you're riding on Johnson's dick. Get me a fucking break. I mean, okay, I don't care if you're a Johnson fan on the page and you're like, okay, well, I disagree with what you're saying, but, you know, carry on, whatever. No, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm just like, no, you're the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, seriously, what in their right mind names their kid, like, the last name Bartley of all fucking last names. Like, I've seen some pretty stupid last names in my book, but good God, Bartley's one of the dumbest. Might as well call him Bartley or fucking some other shit, because he's just about as immature as his last name. Bartley, yeah, Bartley, yeah, fuck off. You know, this kid probably talks some mean game, but when he's out in the real world, he'll probably get his ass whooped. And if you look on his Twitter page, it's just like what he did in the group. He did nothing but complain, and his sentences didn't make any fucking sense. So, Phil, if you're listening, you can go fuck yourself, and hope that getting banned was what you wanted, because that's what you got, fucking asshole.
Yeah, I'll just go with what Adam said there. That was pretty good, I think, actually.
Okay, now it's time for questions. Which four will not make it to the Elite Eight? I'm going to say Kozlowski, Johnson, Earnhardt, and Kenza.
Well, I mean, Brad might get lucky at Talladega, so he might come out with, he might come out and actually beat the other. But I say, for the love of fucking Christ, I really hope that it's Johnson, Kane, let's see, who else? Probably be Edwards. I'm really surprised Edwards hasn't gotten eliminated yet. He'll be next. And I think the next one to be out probably be Junior.
Let's see right here. I mean, I pick Candy Cane to be out for sure. I figured Johnson will be out. I picked Earnhardt to win the race, so that means that more than likely Keselowski will be out as well. Let's see, who's going to be the fourth? Let's see, it means I picked Candy Cane, Keselowski, and Johnson. It's either between Kenseth and Hamlin, and I'll probably go with Denny Hamlin.
Okay. If the Dagoon don't get the special plate, then who will?
Johnson.
Yep. Yeah, probably. It'll either be Johnson. It might be someone between the likes of. You might see someone out of nowhere come out there and dominate. You might see Logano get another special plate and dominate like he's been doing. He might come out there, or maybe Kyle will actually get his head and act work. Or actually, yeah, you know what? That's actually better. Because if anybody's going to get a special plate, if it's not for Junior, it's probably going to be Danicant, because the only way she runs good is that restricted plate track. So her dumbass will probably get the special plate track between the 4 Stewart-Haas cars. Harvick won't get it. Kurt won't get it. Stewart sure as fuck won't get it, so it'll probably be Danicant.
Did Nouse and 48 lose their love? Yes. If you heard the audio on their audio during the race, they were cursing off at each other, screaming at each other.
And then they spooned after the race. That's what they didn't bother to cover, because they were busy covering the slap fight between Matt Kenseth and Brad Keselowski.
If the 48 is eliminated, how many more viewers would tune in at Martinsville? None.
A lot. I guarantee half the people that aren't watching because Johnson's in the chase are going to be like, Johnson's not competing for the championship anymore? I'll watch. And, you know, a lot of people are going to say, well, how's that going to watch because Johnson's not going to be contender? Well, I'm pretty sure 500,000 race fans will be like, oh my god, Johnson's out of the championship, I got to watch. Because half the reason why no one watches anymore is because of Johnson. That motherfucker's ruined so many fucking lives for NASCAR fans, and then they just made, alright, I'm done. So, you know, with the 6 championships he's won and all the races he's fucking ruined, I'm pretty sure that if he's out of the chase, a lot of race fans are going to come out from under a rock and be like, okay, Johnson's not competing for the championship anymore, I'll watch.
Yeah, I figure that more people will watch, because Martinsville's way more interesting than any race that Talladega is these days, especially the one we're going to see on Sunday, where they're going to basically run single file for the first 170 laps of the race. I'm more likely to watch Martinsville in general if Johnson's not involved, because I know, yeah, he may end up winning races, but it won't count for anything, so that'll be good. I figure that the guys that get eliminated this round, because it's likely a couple of big names will get eliminated, will end up playing a role in the final 4, because they'll take away wins to lock into the next round. So that'd be good for the sport, actually, if he gets eliminated, frankly.
How many loads did Fruitcake have to take to not be eliminated from Dancing with the Morons?
Too many.
Too many, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, too many.
Or if Jimmy Johnson and Dagoon get the X, will the chase be revamped again? Of course.
Yes.
Probably. I mean, you got to figure half of the reason why we're in this fix right now with the chase is because they're fixing it so that it'll benefit Junior and Johnson. And the fact that it's benefited Johnson more than Junior is fucking hilarious, because Junior's been around longer than Johnson, but of course he's a clown. And the fact that he's able to stick around for this long, actually still win races, and still not win a championship, even though that one of his former drivers in Nationwide has won a championship in both series. And that's one of the things he never did. That's pretty fun. But more than likely, if Junior and Big Mac don't make the cut, they'll probably find some way. Oh well, here's this new elimination round where instead of having 16, we'll have 20 drivers, and 8 drivers will advance, and then 8 drivers will advance, and then it'll just be 4 drivers to go for the championship the rest of the year. That's probably what it'll be, or some stupid bullshit like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's they keep on revamping it, looking for Game 7 moments, and it's like there's a reason why Game 7 moments don't happen all the time. It's because it happens naturally. So the fact that Brian France is trying to force these type of moments to happen in racing, the point is, in racing, things happen no matter what. Whether you force an elimination in there or not is secondary. Putting the final race of an elimination of a round at Talladega, which is a joke of a track, one of the shittiest tracks. I mean, most of the tracks that they have in the chase suck, and Talladega's not racing. So the fact that they're possibly deciding a championship in a sense, especially for Brad Keselowski, who's been one of the best cars all year, Johnson, who's just always around, and Junebug, three of the best drivers all year, and possibly two, if not all three, could be eliminated in one shot because it's Talladega. It's kind of bullshit, but
Can North Bending win Dega? No.
No.
Yeah, because the fact of the matter is, I figure 2/3 of the field's going to be wrecked, so there's 12 trucks left. I mean, if somebody drafts with Norm Benning, who the hell says he can't? The fact is, it doesn't matter if you're driving 50 miles an hour slower than everybody else at the start of the race, because most of them are going to bin it. That's why I like watching the truck races at nationwide at Talladega, because it's likely to have a ton of wrecks, because the racing's horrible there too.
How many people will sleep with their sisters if Crimson Tide wins and Dale Jr. wins?
Oh my goodness.
Holy fuck. A lot.
Yeah.
Maury Povich, Jerry Springer would have enough guests for a lifetime. They'd be basically using walkers by the time they get through all the freaking guests that would be involved with the inbreeding that goes on at Talladega if those things happen.
I still can't believe Maury's still on. Oh god, I hate that show so much. How many cars will be left at Dega if Milk and Donuts make the race? Half a field maybe?
12 functioning trucks by the end of the race. There might be more that are out there that are wrecked, but I figure 12 functioning trucks going for the win at the end, because not only Milk and Donuts, but the other furniture movers, but she'll be a main cause of the problems unless she hits the fence early on.
Will Pop pay NASCAR off for a Austin Dillon win before the year's end? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that, Austin Dillon had done shit this year, not because of the children's equipment, but because it's Austin Dillon in Cup. Of course it's not going to happen. The fact is that Larson's kicking his ass still every week and running for Rookie of the Year and probably going to win. So, yeah, the only way Dillon will win is if he's in a lucky position at the right time and then bumps someone out of the way to win, or if it's a rain out race and he's mad and people out in front. Now, Dillon ain't going to do shit.
Yeah, I figure if Dillon doesn't win this weekend at a wild card event like Talladega, he's not going to win this year, whether Pop pays or not. Because the next 3 weeks, even though he's shown improvement, he's not as good as Young Money. Young Money locked up for the Rookie of the Year months ago, but the points, it's half points and half a vote, and at the end of the day, you'd have to be completely out to lunch, or just like Michael Waltrip level stupid, to not pick Young Money to be Rookie of the Year. He is the best rookie this year, by far, so... Just that.
Should Kool-Aid sponsor Junior since it's the official drink of the nation? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if they're not going to sponsor Johnson, might as well sponsor Junior.
Kool-Aid used to sponsor a Nationwide car. Oddly enough, they sponsored Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, Waltrip. That and Country Time Lemonade.
Yep.
How many laps will until Milk and Donut crashes on Saturday? I say -3.
I say 5. I say 5 at the least and 10 at the most.
45 laps, halfway.
Will the Ward family use Smoke's actions against Bradley in a civil suit since they're a bunch of morons?
Yes.
Of course.
That's what they've been doing ever since this shit happened. They're never gonna stop.
When will the Ward family make brownies? When the Ward family makes brownies, do they put their special ingredient in them?
I'm leaving that alone.
Yeah, I didn't understand the question, so I won't answer. Will Pukemania take a big look at her face before the race that she will crash to half the field?
Yes.
Yes.
She does it every week. Of course she's gonna do that.
Should all the other 42 cars park it since we know Goomba will win anyway? No.
No. But it's definitely. I think it's more than likely he's going to win on Sunday.
Has Chad Canals been swelling for JJ and that's why they are fighting? I don't even want to answer that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to touch that with a 10-foot drive shaft.
Alright. Are these guaranteed to vibrate on erogenous zones?
Erogenous zones?
Yes. Your buddy wrote this.
Oh man. Yeah, I figured that Nate would write that. I'm gonna get him tomorrow, but we're just gonna say no comment on that one.
Does it come with a 6-pack? Nah, I don't like it. What are the odds of that Philip Matthew? I don't even want to get that. Odds that Philip Matthew will buy one for his neighbor's pets for Christmas. What kind of pet does your neighbor have?
I want to log in because I want to understand what these questions are because I used to write all these questions for this show and now.
He posted the question under the Dale call. I thought it was actually funny, so I read it.
Oh.
Yeah, I just don't want to even. You don't have to answer. I'm not going to answer it. You don't have to answer it. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's Nate, I love you, but sometimes you can go a little bit too far when you tag Philip in your questions. That's it. So we'll just get to the plugs. We are proud members of the Geeks at Industry.com. There are 9 shows, including ours. There's Geeks of the Industry, Geeks on Film, Sleeve Notes, Mega Powers Radio, Wrestling with Smut, Pro Wrestling Nation, Kirk Legend International, and Chatassery. We also have a store, geeksoftheindustry.spreadshirt.com. Please buy our shirts because we really want to go to Daytona 500 and have a live podcast over there. Facebook.com/groups/NASCAST 500. That's our main page. If you want to go to the if you want to join the Geeks of Industry page as well, that is Facebook.com/groups/G of the I. We have a Twitter handle at NASCAST 500. My Twitter handle is at Elizabeth Moxley. I am not safe for work, so be careful. Boys?
Yeah, well, I'm on Facebook a lot of the time. I really wasn't on much this week because of family issues and shit, but that's looking like it's getting to be over, so I'm going to start to be on more as I used to. So I'm on Facebook.com, www.facebook.com/AdamWriter. I'm also on YouTube, YouTube.com/user/1988. I'm also on Twitter at the Desert Bandit. I don't go on there much, but seeing as how we got one butthurt fan, Matt, E, Phil, and Elizabeth, I might as well get on more often. And that's about it.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhilipGMathew. On Twitter, at PhilipGMathew. That'll be. I go on there whenever I see something interesting, worthwhile, worth commenting on, and just glad to be back in the saddle again with the show and be finishing out this season strong.
Yes, of course. All right. With that being said, for my friends Adam and Phil, I'm Elizabeth. You guys have a nice day now.
Just put down the phone, you ain't calling along on me. I've done enough time time in the state penitentiary. I'm like a bird let out of its cage, and I intend to vent my rage. So put down the phone, you ain't calling the law on me. I've had enough of your flapping jaws. Now get in that kitchen and fry me some hog, and open me a can of beer, and set the TV remote right here, and wear something sexy if you're gonna talk. Just put down the phone, you ain't calling the law on me. I've done enough time in the state penitentiary. I'm like a bird let out of his cage, and I intend to vent my rage. So put down the phone, you ain't calling the law on me.